In today's lesson, we are using mean to describe a data set. I am in the textbook on page 476, looking at example number 1. In this example, Carla is in a bowling league, and the league is ranking teams by average score. They're asking us to find the mean or average of the final score of the 5 bowlers. Mean is the average. Underline in the book where it says mean or average. And the way we find the average is by adding. So you find all the sums of the values, and then you divide by the total number that there are. So in this one, we're looking at the final scores. There are 5 of them. So we are going to add 95 plus 87 plus 84 plus 81 plus 83. There are 5 values. You can use your calculator to add them up. Once you get that total, you're going to divide that total by 5 because that is how many values there are. The average should be between the highest number and the lowest number that you have in the data set. You add them all up and you divide by how many there are. So I'm going to get my calculator and I'm going to add these up. When you add them up, you should get 430. And there are 5 of them, so we divide 430 by 5, and we get 86 as the average of the bowling scores. Look at the triads at the bottom, and let's see if we can work them out. The next week, Maria bowls a 151-point game. The other bowlers match their scores. What is the new mean final score for the team? So we are going to replace Maria's score, which was a 81, with a 151-point game. What do you think will happen as a result of taking out her old score of 81 and replacing it with a new score of 151? What will be the effect on the mean? So I want you to answer what you think will happen down here at the bottom under convince me, and then find the mean, and then look up to check your work. Okay, so we're going to get our calculator and we are going to figure out what the sum of the new scores are. The first one is 95. We are keeping that number. We're going to add to it 87. We're going to add to it 84. We are not going to add the original 81. Instead, we're going to add 151, and we're going to add 83. When we add all of those together, we get 500, and that is going to be divided by 5 because there are 5 bowlers, and the average score is, the final average is 100 points. Now, you should have said that the average score will increase if we replace the 81 with the 151. Okay, let's review. Mean is the average of the data that you have. To find it, you add all the data and divide by how many there are in the data set. Removing one score and replacing it with another that is not the same will have an effect on the mean. What exactly that effect is, we do not know. Now, we are going to practice finding the mean, and we're also going to practice finding the median. In order to find the median, you're going to look at the next page. The median is a measure of the center, but it is the middle data. It's the middle data value. Both mean and median are measures of the center. They tell you where the center of the data is. To find the median, you're going to put the numbers in order from least to greatest, and you find the value that is in the middle. Now, if you look at the example on page 477, you will see 2 separate cases of the median. In the first case, there's only one number in the median, and in the second case, there are two numbers that share the median. When two numbers share the median, you have to find the average of the two values, and you find that average by dividing. I'm sorry, you find that average by adding them and dividing by 2. So in this example, they have two different values, data values. Trey's music library and Sarah's music library. We're asked to find the median of each one to summarize their data. They put the orders in number from least to greatest, and they find the value that is in the middle. Median is middle. Mean is average. Now, if we were to find the mean of the bowling scores from the previous page, we would first need to put these numbers in order from least to greatest and then find the middle value. Let's find the median for the data set from example 1. So the first thing we're going to do is put them in order from least to greatest, and I'll just write them right here. The values are 81, 83, 84, 87, 95. The median is 84 because it is the value that is in the middle after you put them in order from least to greatest. The average of the data is 86. Now, I want you to see something. The median and the mean are very close together. That's going to mean something later. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so mean is the average. Median is the number that is in the middle when they are in order from least to greatest. Example 3, we're using the mode. And mode is the value that occurs the most. On example 3, Trey and Sarah's music libraries are shown, and we are asked to find the mode so that we can summarize the data set. The mode is the number that appears the most, and for Trey it is 67, and for Sarah there is no mode. It is possible to have two modes. It is possible to have no mode. Uh, it's possible to have only one mode. Look at the triad problem and give it a spin. Look out to check your work. We have to find the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay, so I have found the sum of the values to be this number. And since there are 4 of them, I'm going to divide by 4. And this will be my average. So those are the measures of the center. We are not going to, range is a measure of variability. It is not a measure of the center, but we still are going to learn it. But I want you to understand that it is not how we measure where the center of the data is. We use range to measure how varied the data is, how spread out the data is. And to find the range, it is the difference between the greatest value and the lowest value. So it will help if you have the numbers in order from least to greatest to find the range, or you can eye them and find the highest number and the lowest number. If I just look at the table, I can see that the highest value is 72, and I can see that the lowest value is 59. And so we would find the difference between these two values by subtracting, and that would be the range. If you look down at the bottom here, you'll see that they've already found the range for Trey's data set, and it is indeed 13. They identified the highest value and the lowest value, and then they did the same thing for Sarah. Now, we're going to look at the triad that's at the bottom of the page, and then we're going to go through and practice with these. I need to show you how to solve these on the computer, but I'm going to do that in a different video. Let's finish up with example 5. 7 people waited in line for the Whirl and Twirl ride. Then we have to find the mean, median, mode, and range. Remember, mean, median, and mode are measures of the center. Range is a measure of variability. Now, I am interested in seeing what do the mean, median, and mode tell you about the wait times. And I'm also interested in seeing what the range tells about the wait times. I'm interested in the response that they've provided. They've already found the mean, the median, the most, and the range. Look, remember I mentioned that the mean and the median may be the same sometimes. Look, these are the same. That means something, okay? What that means exactly we'll talk about later in the unit. The range is 5, and if you're talking about wait times in minutes, then this is 5 minutes. This is 13 minutes, 13 minutes. So this is the time that people wait in line for Whirl and Twirl. These are the values, and they're saying the mean, median, and mode each give a measure of the typical wait time for the ride, which is 13 minutes. 2 pairs, 12 and 15 are the modes, and the range uses a single number to describe the variable wait times, which is between 5 minutes for each ride, plus or minus 5 minutes. Okay, we're going to complete the triad at the bottom, and then you can look up to check your work. Your assignment will be attached to this information. Now, I do want to add that when I'm looking for the median, I write the numbers in order from least to greatest, but after I write them, I count to make sure I have the same number of values. There are 9 values, so there'll be 4 on each side, and I think this will be the median. Now, to find the mean, I'm going to ask you to go to Desmos, open up the scientific calculator, find the function button, then find mean. It's going to give you some parentheses. If you enter these values with parentheses and press enter, it will give you the mean of the data. Go to Desmos calculator, find the function button, then find mean, type these in with commas, and it will give you the mean of the data. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 plus 21 is 45, and there are 9 values, so 5 should be the mean. We'll go to the calculator and check it out.